Okay, so this is some news that came out today that I'm going to talk about regarding a certain character, Frank Castle, the Punisher. So, yeah, we got some news for a new Marvel maxi series. I guess 13 issues is maxi series, and it's going to be 13 prestige issues, which I imagine are going to be like 48 pages, and hella expensive each issue. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about this because there's some interesting tidbits here and there, and I guess I'm going to talk about like the future of Punisher for Marvel in here. I guess I'm going to have to like talk about a bit about the just the future of what Marvel's plans are for Punisher going forward. And to do that, I got to talk about some stuff that I think you know has to be talked about. So, anyway, yeah. So let's get into this. So let's talk about the story first. The story is going to be written by Jason Aaron, who hasn't done Punisher since his Punisher Max run. Yeah, I forget that he's mostly known for like Wolverine and Thor. I completely forgot until like today. I was like, oh right, he did that Max title. He did that Punisher Max title. Duh. So this is his first time writing Punisher as the main character, because he's had Punisher in other books. So yeah, I completely forgot that this isn't Aaron's first rodeo with Frank Castle. And yeah, this is going to be a story that's quote-unquote the culmination of Frank Castle's journey. And I'll get more to that in a moment, but the main thing is that Punisher has now become a assassin for the Hand, and as we all know, that's going to lead to him going on a collision course with some people he's well aware of, namely Matt and Logan and Elektra. Yeah, this is not going to end well for Frank, because now the question remains: what does the Hand? Why is he working with the Hand? Because he has collided with them a lot. Hell, he recently took them on when the Hand, or a version of the Hand, was working with Kulan Gath in Savage Avengers to dig up his body and steal their corpses. Dig up his family's bodies, dig up their corpses, desecrate them, and lure him to whole thing in the Savage Land. That's in Savage Avengers. That's a whole thing. So it makes me wonder, why are they working with him? Do they have well, the obvious thing is maybe the Hand is like, hey, you want your family back? We can give it to you. We're the Hand. We have ways of bringing back the dead. You know, we can bring them back. Which I'm surprised they haven't done that before. Like I'm shocked. I'm very much shocked that we've never gotten a comic where the Hand approaches Frank and says, "Hey, work for us. We'll bring your family back." Deal? And it's not like it's been done before by other people. Like Mephisto's done it with Frank. Other people have done this, but never the Hand, which you would think they would be the first ones to be like at the front door going, "Hey Frank, we can bring your family back. We have proof. Look at Elektra. Literally look at everyone." So, yeah. So, and also, I like the new skull design. People are like, "Oh, they changed the Punisher design because they've gone woke." And I'm like, no, that symbol's a lot worse, because that's the mark of that's the beast that the Hand worships. So I feel like that's still got the threat factor. Also, he's working for a clan of fucking ninjas. Of course he's going to change up his costume. Yeah. But and also I don't think this is going to be permanent, because in the first issue, the cover for the first issue, you see him wearing the classic costume, which the symbol has been accosted by certain groups that think they're the Punisher, when really they're just a bunch of assholes who want to feel big about, you know, themselves, and want an excuse and want to think they're like taking out the bad guys, when really you're just a racist with a gun. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah. And actually it's kind of funny, because they did address that in Rosenberg's Punisher run. They addressed that problem, and I think they're addressing it here as well. But it does make me wonder as to, when they talked about, like, it's 13 issues, pristine issues, and Aaron's going on about this is the culmination of Frank's long journey of being a hero and all that, and like we're dealing with that. And I'm like, are they ending the Punisher? I don't now. Before anyone freaks out, let me just say nothing's been official. Nothing's been done. Nothing's been said that this is the official death of the Punisher, and it's not like the Punisher's died before. Just saying. Yeah, remember Frankencastle? Which I was, like, when I started out, real quick, I'm going to go into this tangent because I have so, like, for those who don't remember, when I started YouTube years ago, Frankencastle was going on. And I hated it because I was like, oh, this is a dumb idea. And this is a note for people. Read the stuff first before you, say something, because I learned that fact because not too long ago. Well, to be fair, I did come to peace with Frankencastle because I was like, I had that moment of clarity after railing on the whole Frankencastle thing. I was like, that's really like, it's dumb, but like if I don't read it, then it's not going to affect me. So I had that moment of clarity after ranting about it in a few videos, and I was like, also, he's going to come back to being Frank Castle. Like, there's no doubt about it. So what the hell am I doing? Like, I had that moment of clarity, and it like that was kind of the moment where I was like, the hell am I doing? Like, you ever have that moment where you just like stop and go, the fuck am I doing? This is a fucking comic book. It's gonna go back to status quo. Oh man. And yeah, also, Frankencastle turned out to be really goddamn fun. Because Rick Remender was like, yeah, it's fun, you know, having Frank kill people, but what if he was a monster killing monsters? So I was like, oh, so I should just shut my mouth and read the book before I say anything. That's what I need to do. And so I have done. So, you know, it was a learning experience. I was younger and I was a lot more stupid, so it was a learning experience for me. I think I've deleted those videos. I don't know. That's been a while. Like, I just thought of it today. But yeah, it's not like they've killed Punisher before, and it's not like they're going to bring him back. This is comics, but this could be interesting in the fact that this may be Frank retiring for a while. Like, what could happen, and I think this is what might happen, is that maybe not Punisher dies at the end of this series, but I think what it is that the Hand is going to bring, or he's going to have someone bring his family back, and he's just going to retire being the Punisher, and we're going to have a new character come in. Now, that's just a wild theory, and for all I know, this could end with Frank either dying, or it's just the start of a new era for the Punisher comics. Because remember, this isn't the first time that they've kind of had a Punisher comic and it went into a different direction and it went back to status quo right after. So this is kind of feel like this could easily be that. And it's not just the Frankencastle thing I'm talking about. There were also points where, you know, Punisher was made into like a servant of God and he hunted down demons in the Marvel Knights title. It was weird. And then he went, and then it was like, that's stupid. And then they had Garth Ennis do Punisher Max. So, right after that. So, it's not like, you know, we've had this massive status quo change for Punisher, and then it goes back to it, and then it goes back to being Punisher all over again. And another case in point, the War Machine arc, where he stole the War Machine armor and used it to kill supervillains. Like, there was that too. So, this is probably what it is. And it's probably not by much, is that what it probably is that Punisher at the end of this is either going to retire or die, but then he's going to come back and start killing people all over again. That's what I think is going to, it's either going to be A or B. Like, that's what I think is going to be the A or B situation for these books. And, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Because that's kind of what Punisher is, that they usually have this, like, that's what Punisher's comics have been for a while, is that Punisher goes through, like, some big, crazy story arc, and then he's like, that was weird, time to go back to killing people. It's time to go back to murdering people, and, murdering thugs. Like, it's time to do that. Time for another Max title. That's what they did with Marvel Knights, and then we went to Punisher Max. That's what they did with Frankencastle, and that's what they did with the War Machine thing. Is that they'll basically do comics where they'll have Punisher do these wild things. People will be like, "Holy shit! Look what they did to Punisher." And then Frank will go back to being status quo, and people will kind of like read the comics and then rinse and repeat. That's what's kind of like Marvel's mantra for Frank Castle as of late. So this is probably no different. Him being an assassin for the Hand, yeah, it gets you talking. Get you talking about Frank Castle. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you guys think of? What do you guys think of this new story from Jason Aaron involving the Punisher? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit that link below to my Patreon. Join my Patreon there. That's where my movie reviews are, and that's where some new content has been put out there. Some basically exclusive content. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.